Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm compiling Salesforce deployment related interview questions. So I'm sure these questions will help you out in your upcoming interviews. So let's go and get started with the interview questions and answers that I have prepared for this video. So the first questions is what are the different deployment tools available in Salesforce? So by default, you will get Salesforce native tool when you have a Salesforce instance for your org. So that is change set. So change set is used for deploying your metadata between related orgs. And example that you can move changes between one sandbox to another sandbox or sandbox to production. So other options we have is Ant migration tool. This is a Java-based tool that uses Apache and for automated deployments. And we have Salesforce CLI. This is command line interface for deploying and retrieving metadata, often used in CI/CD pipelines. And we have Workbench, a web-based tool for deploying small sets of metadata. And then we have VS Code with Salesforce extension. So this facilitates deployment using the Salesforce CLI. And nowadays, more commonly used are third-party tools like Pado, Flowsum, GearSet, AutoRabbit. So not only we can deploy metadata changes from one out to another, we can do other set of activities like we can maintain a repository, we can do version control through these third-party tools, and also we can compare the code between two orgs, and if there are multiple developers are working in the team, and the deployment is becoming more complex and they want to reduce the time, then third-party tools are is the right choice to go for the deployment in Salesforce. So so let's see the other question that I have prepared. What is a change set and how do you use it for deployment? As I said, like change set is a Salesforce native deployment tool, and we can do whatever customization we have done in the org between the source org and the target org. So the source org should be related org. Source and target org should be related, so we can transfer changes from one sandbox to another sandbox and sandbox to production. So these are the steps that are being involved when we are deploying changes through change set. Like first we have to create an outbound change set in the source org, then we add components. So whatever changes that we have configured, whether it is custom object, custom fields that we have created, or flows that we have created, or triggers, apex classes. So whatever metadata changes that we have configured in the source org, we can transfer that to the target org, right? So then we authorize a deployment connection and we upload the change set to the target org. So once the change set, the outbound change set is deployed in the target org, we go in the target org and look for the inbound change set, and we deploy, we validate and deploy the changes that we have transferred. And what are the limitation of change set? And they only work between related orgs, and we cannot do any version control or rollback options, and we cannot deploy all metadata types, example standard pick list values, and we cannot deploy data. Only metadata we can deploy through change set. So, and if we want to deploy data, we have to use other tools like data loader, workbench, or there are other set of tools are available for migration the data, for migrating the data. So, and uh, and we may require some manual configuration for some settings that we need to do in order to deploy the changes from one org to another org. What is the difference between a validation and a deployment? So basically, validation is the pre-step that we do before deploying changes to the uh, deploying our changes to the target out. So in validation we check the results of apex test and deploying components. So validation doesn't save any components in the org and enables you to view the success and failure message that you would receive with an actual development. So basically it is a pre-step. We validate our configure metadata changes that we want to deploy into the target of before deployment. So and the deployment is we cannot push the changes if the metadata configurations are related to triggers, apex classes, or LWC. We have to run the associated test classes to validate the changes. And if there are any dependency, or it will show the error in the validation if the validation fails, right? So we have to fix the issues that are coming in the validation in order to proceed with the deployment. And deployment is a step that actually saves the component in the target org. How do you deploy data in Salesforce? So as I said, like we use tools like Data Loader, Workbench, and third-party tools are also available like GearSet, FlowSum, and we use CSV file for importing and exporting data. And we ensure that data relationship are maintained like parent-child relationship. So suppose if we are interested in migrating the account data, so we need to get the related uh, object as well along uh, with the account object, right? So it will like the related object will be user object first, and then account object, and whatever the the relationship that we want we are doing with the account object, along with we have to look for the relationship as well. So we basically map each and everything that we want to migrate before then only we can proceed with the migration. So what are the steps to troubleshoot deployment errors? So first, to troubleshoot deployment error, we check the detailed error log for the exact issue and resolve missing dependencies like that could be related to metadata components. And we verify API version of the source and the target, and if there is any mismatch, we basically um, fix that area, right? And disable validation rules, triggers or workflows temporarily if they are blocking deployment. And we test the deployment in the sandbox first, then we basically go for the production deployment. Right? Can you roll back deployment in Salesforce? So Chainsight does not provide a native rollback feature. So um, however, we can use version control system get to restore previous metadata, and we have to manually reverse the changes. And as I said, like you know the third party tools which are available in the market like GearSet, FlowSum, Capado, it comes with this rollback capabilities. If anything is not working fine, or if the code has you know if the existing functionality is not working because of the deployment, and business user are facing problem and they are not able to complete the transaction. So the easy way out is the rollback. We can roll back the changes that we have deployed in the production, right? So that capability we can get from third party tools, right? And so number 8, what are the key consideration when